Boy and his dogs here playing Hexcells Infinite. We're going to go on to 6-5. So this is like the hardest and the biggest puzzle of the game, so this will take a little while, but we'll try to get through this as quick as possible. So this puzzle gives you a couple entry points, one on the left and one on the right. We'll just go ahead and start on the left one here. So if we look here, we have a total of 7, and if you count these, there's a total of 9. And so we know that there's going to be 2 around here. And we're not sure though which of these 2 are going to be blue. So we know one of these 2 will be blue and one of these 2 will be blue. Or potentially both on each side. So we can go ahead and eliminate everything on the outside to start off with. And we can also mark everything in this row right here as blue except for these 4 inner ones. And so since we know one of these 2 will be blue, we can go ahead and eliminate these 2 down here for this one right here. So we'll kill those 2 off. Alright, so for the -2, we know that the 2 blues have to be separated, so we'll mark those 2 and delete that one. And the same rule applies up here for this one. We know one of these 2 will be blue, so we can eliminate those 2. Alright, so for the bracketed 2, it could be either this one or this one. So we'll go ahead and eliminate this top one up here. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and look at this 4 here. We already have 2 out of our 4. We know one will be around here, making that 3. And we know that one of these 2 will have to be blue for this 3 to work. And so we can eliminate the items that are outside of that area. Okay, so if we look at this 3 right here, we know that only one of these 2 can be blue. And we know, well, I was going to say only one of those 2 could be blue, but this one could still be blue at this point, so we're not quite sure about this one yet. We'll come back to that. So now we're going to look at this 4. We have 2 out of our 4. We know one of these will be blue, so that'll be 3. And we know one of these 2 will be blue, and that'll be 4. So we can eliminate these 3 on the outside here. So now we have enough information to kind of work at this 3 a little bit. So on this side, only one of those will be blue for this one. And this one right here, only one of these 2 will be blue. So for this 3 to work, this one will definitely have to be blue. And so since we know that one of these 2 will be blue for this 3 to work, that will solve this one. And so we can eliminate the other hexagons around that 1. Okay, so for this 3, we have 1, 2, 3. Let's look here at this 4 again. We have 1, 2, 3. And again, we're not quite sure about which one of those. But we can eliminate this one up here. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So we can eliminate that one. Now we can solve for this one right here. Okay, so now for this 3, we have 1, 2, 3. So we've solved for that 3. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 here. We can eliminate this one. And for this 4, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. We can eliminate that one right there. Deselect our 4. Okay, so for this we have 1, 2, 3. We know one of these 2 will be our 4th for that 3 to work, so we can eliminate this one down here. Alright, so for this 2, that will be blue. We have our 3 there. solve for our 2 there, we can eliminate those. Alright. Alright, go ahead and look at this 2 up here. We know 1 will be around this 2, so that'll be 1. So the only other available one is this one, so we'll mark that as blue. So if we look at this column, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We can eliminate the last 2 there. Alright, so for this 3 we have 1, 2. We know one of these will be our third, so we can eliminate that one. Alright, so if we look at this 4, we have 2 out of our 4 already. And let's pretend we were to put our blue right here to solve this 3. That would also solve our 2. And then we'd be left with 3 out of the 4 that's needed. And so we know because of that we can't mark this one as blue. So for this 3 to work, the only other one we can select is this. So we know we can mark that as blue. We now have our 4 for this, and we can eliminate that last one there. One, 2. Okay, for the -2, we'll have to eliminate that one to provide a separation. Now we can finish solving for that -2, and now we have our bracketed 2 finalized. So now we can finally get at that center area. We've solved for that 7. Alright, we have our 2 there. Let's eliminate that one. Alright, so for this 5 we have 1, 2, 3, 4. We know our 5th will be around this 3, so we can eliminate those items. For this -3, we know it won't be this one because there has to be a separation between these 2 and the next, so we can eliminate that one. So we're going to go down and look at this 3. We already have one of our 3. We know another one will be here for this 2 to work, so that'll be 1, 2. Then we know one of these 2 will have to be blue for this 3 to work, and that'll be our third. So we can eliminate everything that's outside of either this area or this area. Now for this -3, we know only one of these 2 is going to be blue. So for this 3 to work, we definitely know that these 2 will be blue. And since we know one of these 2 will be blue for this 3 to work, we know no matter which one of those we turn to blue, it will solve this 2 because we already have one next to it. So we can eliminate this one that's underneath there. Alright, so for this 2, we only have 1, 2. Okay, for this -2, there has to be a separation. Alright, so let's take a look at this 6 here. We have 3 out of our 6 already. And so we know one of these 2 will be blue. So in this case, let's pretend that we made this one blue. We would have 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we will have solved at that point for both these 2's, and so that would only leave one more that we could potentially mark as blue, and that only gives a total of 5. So we know that we can't mark this one as blue, so we can eliminate that and solve for this -2. So for this -2, we know there has to be a space. Same for that one. Same for that one. Now taking a look back at the 6 again, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So we know one of these 2 will be our 5th. So this one has to be our 6. So if we take a look at this 4, We have 2 out of our 4 already selected, so that means only 2 blue ones will go around all of these here. And so we can at least solve for one of those right now. And with this 2, we know one of these 2 will be blue. If we put it over here, we're not going to have enough blues to solve all of these around here. However, if we put our blue here, we can solve for this 2 and this 2, making it easier for that last one to solve the 2's up here. So we'll put our 2 here. We've solved for that 2. We've also solved for this 2. Take care of some of these easy ones real quick. Alright, 1, 2, this will be our 3rd down here, so we can eliminate those items. For that 3 we have 1, 2, 3, and for that 2 we've solved those. If we look at this row right here, we have our 4 there, so we can go ahead and eliminate this one. So if we take a look at this 4 again, we have 3 out of our 4, so we know the last blue will be one of these 3. So if we pretend that we were to place a blue here, at that point we wouldn't be able to solve for this dash 2 down here, so we know the blue won't work there. If we were to place the blue here, we could still potentially solve for this 2 by putting the blue up there, and these 2 would be solved, but this one wouldn't be solved. So we know that the center one has to be blue for those to work. So now we've solved for our 4, we'll deselect it. Now for this 2, we know that one has to be blue. And for that 2, that will be blue as well. So now for the 6, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We can deselect that. Let's take a look at our 5 now. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. We know one of these 2 will be blue for our 5th, so we can eliminate those 2. For our dash 2, we know it can't be right next to it, so we can eliminate that one. Take care of some of these easy ones. Alright, so for that 2, we have 1, 2. We now have our 3 there. Go through and deselect some of these ones that we've solved for. For this 4, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. We can mark all those as blue. We can now take a look at our column of 10. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we can mark the rest of this column as blue. And we solve for our bracketed 2 down there. Okay, we're going to take a look at our 10 up here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we can mark all of these as blue. If we take a look at the 10 next to that one, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And we know that only one of these could be blue for a 9 because of this 3. So we know this one will have to be the blue 10th. And because we know one of these will be blue for this 3, we can also eliminate this one. Now let's take a look at the 12 here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. One of these will be our 9th, 10, 11, 12. So we can mark those 3 as blue. Now we'll go and take a look at our 14 here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So we can mark these as blue. Deselect our 14. let's take a look at this 11 here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we know one of these two will be blue for this 11th, or 11. And then let's look at this 12. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And so we know one of these two will be blue for this 11. So that will also be the 12th for this one. So this one is the one that's outside of that region. We can go ahead and eliminate that. If we take a look at this column before, we have 4 in that column, so we can eliminate that top one there. Now if we look at this 12, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we can mark both those as blue. Deselect our 12. We've now solved for our 3 here, so we can eliminate those two. Sure, there's a lot of counting up in this region. So let's look at our 9 now. We have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We can eliminate this outside one and deselect our 9. Let's look at our 7 real quick. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We can eliminate those two and deselect our 7. Alright, let's go over here and take a look at our 13. We have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We know one of these will be blue. That'll make 13, so we can eliminate this one here. Now we can solve for our 3. Now we can take a look at our 8 here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, only 2 left, 7, 8. Now if we look at our 11, we can just do a recount just to make sure. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We can eliminate that. And we've got close to half this puzzle done. Go ahead and deselect some of these items here. Okay, we're gonna go down here and take a look at our 5. We have 2 of our 5 right now. So let's try to solve for this 3 here. Let's pretend that we're gonna mark this one as blue. So that will give us 3 for this 5. So we'll have that. We'll also solve our 2. So we won't be able to place the blue here, here, or here. So the only place we could put another blue is here. And that would give us a total of 4, and we need 5. So we know that we can't use or put a blue here, so we can eliminate that one, place our blue here. Now for this 5, we have 2 more left. We have 1, 2, 3. And so for these, 2 of them have to go in this area, and they'll have to be apart. If one goes in the center, it will throw it off. They'll throw the count for the 2 off here. So put them on the outside there. We can eliminate the center, and we solve for our 5. And we have 3 around that one now. And if we look at this row, we have our 3 there. We can eliminate that one. Go ahead and deselect that. Take a look at our 5 here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Go ahead and deselect that one. So at this point, we're going to go ahead and start over on the right side and work our way over to the left to kind of attach where we've got to from the left side. So we'll want to start looking at this bracketed 2 and this 5. So we know there's 6 around this 5. We know that at least one of these 2 will have to be blue. And because it's a bracketed 2, it could go 2 out in either direction. And so we can go ahead and eliminate everything that's not in this range that I'm putting my mouse over. And because either this one will be blue or this one will be blue, either way, we know the outsides of this around the 5 will be blue. Alright, so if we look at this column of 9, currently we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we know one of these will be eliminated here. Now if we click and highlight our 4, we already have one selected. Now let's pretend that this bracketed 2 branched off from this 5 in this direction. That would give this 4, 1, 2, 3. And that means we'd only be able to put one blue amongst these 3, which would disrupt our 9. So we know that we can't put our blues here for this bracketed 2. We'll put them on the other side here. Now that we have our 2 here, we can eliminate those 2. Deselect our bracketed 2. So we have 2 out of our 4 now, and we know that the 2 remaining ones will have to be in this column here for this 4 to work, so we can eliminate this one. Take care of some of these easy ones real quick. It's easy to get sidetracked once you can see like a lot of easy ones. You're like, alright, for this 3, we have 1, 2, 3. For this 3, we have 1, 2, 3. Alright, we'll reel it back in and come back over here. So since we know that 2 will be here and 1 will be eliminated, we can definitely mark the outsides of this as blue. And for this 2, we have our 2 there. So now we can finish off our 9 there and our 4 there. Alright, so if we go take a look at our 3 here, we have 2 out of our 3. We know our 3rd will have to be one of these 2 for this 3 to work, so we can eliminate the other ones on the outside here. Alright, so for this 2, have to be those. So we've now solved for our 3 there. And we solve for that particular 3. Now for this 3, we have 1, 2, 3. Alright, so if we look at our 7 here, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out of our 7. We know one of these 2 will have to be blue for this 2 to work. That'll be our 6. So that leaves 1 left, so we know we can mark that as our 7th. Then if we take a look at this 5 here, we have 4 out of our 5. And we know one of these 2 will be our 5th for that 2. So we can eliminate a whole large chunk of these. For this 2, we have 1, 2. So we've effectively solved for our 7 there. For this dash 2, we know there has to be a separation, so they'll be on the outsides, and we can eliminate that one there. For this 3, we have 1, 2, 3. For this 2, we have 1, 2. So if we look at this 4, we have 3 out of our 4. We know our 4th will be here to solve this one, so we can eliminate those 2. And let's select that 4 again. So we know one of these 2 will be blue for that 4 to work. And that will also solve this one right here, so we can eliminate those 2 because those won't work. Alright, so let's go take a look at our 6 here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that means only 1 in this region will be blue to make our 6. And let's take a look underneath it at the 7. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. So if we overlap our 6 here, we know there's only 1 here, we can just count again. We have 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in this area, 6, 7. So we know we can mark these two as blue for this middle 7. Now we solve for our 3 here. We can eliminate that one. Let's take a look at our 7 at the bottom here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So one of those will be 7. So now we can take a look at our 3 here. We have 2 out of our 3. We know our 3rd will be here for this -2 to work. So we can go ahead and eliminate these 2. Bracketed 2, we can solve that pretty easily. Alright, we'll take a look at our 7 here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we know one of these will be our 7th. Let's take a look at our 6 again. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And since we know one of these will be our 7th for this, that will also solve our 6. So this one out here is outside that region, so we can eliminate that one. Alright, for that 2, we have 1, 2. Alright, excuse the dog bark there. Alright, so for this 3, we have 1, 2, 3. Alright, we're going to go down and take a look at our 7. So we have 1, 2, 3. And to solve this, we need to look at this row here. We have 3 out of our 4, so only one more in this region can be blue. So if we look at the 7 again, we have 1, 2, 3. Only one of these could be blue, so that'd be 4. Only one of these could be blue, so that'd be 5. So these 2 outside ones would have to be blue for the 6 and 7. And because we know that one of these 2 has to be blue for the 7 to work, we can eliminate these out here on the outside. One, 2, 3. We have our 2 there. So if we look at this one, we know one of these 2 will have to be blue for this one to work. So regardless, that will solve our 2 here. So this is the one that we can eliminate out around that 2. Alright, so if we take a look at our 6 again, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So that leaves 2 left. We know one of those 2 will have to be here for this 3 to work. That'll be our 5th. And we know that one of the 2 will have to be up here for this 2 to work, and that'll be our 6. So as long as we can go ahead and delete everything that's not one of these 2 or these 2 safely. Alright, so for this 4 we have 1, 2, 3, 4. We've now solved for our 7 there. And now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, so if we look at this 6 here, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So one of these 2 ought to be blue for the 6 to work. If we hop over and look at this 6, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we know one of these 2 will be the blue one to solve this 6, so we can eliminate this one that's in the outside. Then if we look at this 5, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 around it. We can eliminate this one, deselect our 5. And we've solved for that 6 and that 6. Alright, so if we look at this 7, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One of these two will be our 7th for that 4 to work, so we can eliminate these items on the outside here. So for this 2, we have those. So we solve for our 7. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Deselect our 4. Alright, so if we hop over here and look at our 3, we already have 2 of our 3. And so for this one and this 2 to work, we're going to have to put our blue here. And we can eliminate the others in that row. So for this 3 to work, it'll have to be either this one or this one. Regardless, it will solve for this one, and we can eliminate that one. Clear out around our zeros. And we solve for that 4, we'll deselect that. Go down and take a look at this 3. We have our 3 there, so we can eliminate that one. Now we can solve for our -2. Go ahead and deselect some of these that we've solved for. Alright, so now we can take a look at this column of 9. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We can mark the rest of these as blue. Deselect our 9. Let's look at our 4 now. We have 1, 2, 3. We know our 4th will be one of these 2 for this 2 to work, so we can eliminate those. For this bracketed 3, we have 1, 2, 3. They'll have to be connected. Alright, so for this 2, we know one of these 2 will have to be blue, which will also solve this 1. So we can eliminate the hexagons on the outside of that 1. So for this 3, we have 1, 2, 3. Alright, so we're going to look at our 3. We have 1, 2, 3. So we can eliminate the rest in that area and deselect our 3. We have our 1 here, so we can eliminate those 2. 1, 2. Solve for our 4. Let's look at our 7. We have 4, 5, 6, 7, so we can eliminate those 3. Deselect our 7. Alright, for this -3, there has to be a space there. So let's look at this 6. We have 3, 4, 5, 6, so we can eliminate that. Solve for our 2. Let's look at this 6 now. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. So 2 of these will be blue. And if we look at this 3, we already have 2 out of our 3, so only one of these could be blue. So we know this one has to be blue, and we know this one out here definitely can't be blue. Deselect our 6, and for this 3 we have 1, 2, 3. We can eliminate that last one. Alright, so now we get to go for the fun part, the core of this puzzle. Alright, so the first thing we can do is we can mark that blue for that 1 there. Alright, so let's look at this 6 here. We have 1, 2, so we know 4 of the blues. There'll be 4 more blues in this area for the 6 to work. If we take a look at our amount remaining, that means there'll be a total of 3 in this bottom area. So let's take a look here. Now for this 9 we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we know 2 blues will have to be in this row. And for this 8 we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we know 1 blue will have to be in this row. So there'll be a total of 3 blues in this region. And we know there'll be a total of 4 blues in this highlighted region here. And so that would be the 7 remaining. So we know these 3 won't be blue. So now we can take a look at this column with 6. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We can go ahead and deselect that one. Now let's hop over and take a look at our 11 here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So we can eliminate that one there. We'll go ahead and deselect that 11. Alright, so now we can take a look excuse me, at our column of 10 here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So the last one will be our 10th. We can go ahead and deselect that. Now let's look at our column here. We have 1, 2, 3. That will be our 4th. We can go ahead and deselect that column. So we'll have 2 more left in this region for the 6 to work. Alright, so one thing we should take a look at are these 2 columns here. For this column there's going to be only 1 blue here, and for this column there's going to be 2 blue here. So that'll be 3 blues. We have 4 remaining, so that means only one of these 2 will end up being blue in this middle column. So if we look at this new 6 that we uncovered, we have 4 out of our 6 are already solved. We know one of these 2 will be blue, making that our 5th. And then for this column, we know only one of these 3 can be blue for the 6 to work. And we know there's 2 in this column, so that means this bottom one is definitely going to be blue. So let's come over and see. Look at this cut through. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We can eliminate this one, deselect our 8 there. Alright, so let's take a look at our 6 here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We can eliminate that. And now we know we can mark this top one as blue here. Let's go ahead and deselect our 6 out here. Alright, so let's look at this row here. This 12. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we can eliminate those 2. Go ahead and deselect our 12 there. Now we can take a look at this 9 over here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this last one will be our 9th. And if we look at this column here, we have our 4, so we can eliminate this one. And for our column 3, we have 1, 2, and our last one here is blue. And that's how you get a perfect in puzzle 6-5. If you have any questions, feel free to leave me a comment. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. I really appreciate it.